community institutions من الدسوقي نال TV International.
Thank you so much, Nile TV's correspondent Minna Dessouqi, for this insightful report. And to know more about this, the international institutions celebrate World Children's Day this year with a new theme, which is Listen to the Future, Stand for Children's Rights. So I'm really delighted to have over the phone Dr. Salma Ghitani, Professor of Media at the American University, to know more about this topic. Good morning, Dr. Salma.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm really delighted to have you in the Breakfast Show and on Nile TV International. First of all, my question to you is, this year the world is celebrating World Children's Day under the slogan, Listen to the Future, Stand for Children's Rights. How do you comment on this theme?
Yes, I think this is a very future-looking theme, of course, with the focus of children as the future leaders of the world. So it makes perfect sense that World Children's Day, that has now been celebrated for decades, focuses on children's future with everything that's happening, with all the conflicts, all the economic challenges, all the climate challenges, everything that's happening in the world. It's very important to focus on children's rights now.
And how do you see the importance of the collaboration between different institutions and entities to put these recommendations, or let me say the recommendations or whatever actions they have agreed to apply into action? How do you comment on this?
Yes, so the multidisciplinarity of the approach to addressing children's rights is exactly what makes it work, because again, children's rights have to do with their educational needs, their nutrition needs, their health needs, their protection from violence, from corruption, from child labor, from other challenges that they face, giving them access to the tools and the equipment and the training and the capacity building that they need in order to become competent future leaders in the societies that they live in. So everyone coming together in order to have this unified vision in the favor of children is, of course, very commendable.
Yes, of course, and during this celebration, so many challenges regarding children's rights were discussed. One of them was the violence performed on children in many contexts. So how do you think this conference would tackle such a problem, and how do you comment on the state's efforts in confronting such a challenge?
Yes, so violence against children is one of the big topics that are addressed by UNICEF in all the countries that it works in. Of course, Egypt is one of them, has been one of them for several decades, with Egypt's law that it has enacted, I think, in the 90s for the protection of children, and then the signing into the UN General Assembly Convention for the protection of the rights of the children, and so on. So I think Egypt has been on board since day one for protecting children's rights. The efforts that it tries to do fall within legislation, drafting the laws, and then trying to implement these laws through these massive awareness campaigns and other projects that it takes over with the different ministries, Ministry of Health, Ministry of Sports, or Ministry of Culture, even Ministry of Education. So different these nationwide projects have been implemented with supporting awareness campaigns that we see in the media.
Dr. Salma, as a media professor, how do you see the role of media and also the events done like this one, this celebration, and many similar events to raise the awareness in different countries, not only in Egypt, to confront such challenges and to also make people more aware of the children's rights?
Yes, so as I said, media is one of the most powerful tools in any community to spread the word and to share knowledge and to raise awareness. So using the media as a tool to, as a mouthpiece to promote such positive action for the protection of children's rights is the way to go. So the campaigns that we see on social media now, or on television, or even promoting what the government is doing, what the civil society is doing, what NGOs are doing, trying to raise awareness within the household of the simple things that parents, even and caregivers, can do, teachers and instructors in the education setting, what they can do to promote a healthy upbringing of a healthy child who is a competent contributor to his society or her society.
Yes, Dr. Salma, since you have a great interest in this issue regarding the children's rights, let me ask you, what are the most important laws in your point of view to protect children in Egypt?
Yes, so again the laws that Egypt has, the law that for the protection, the childhood law, it's called. It started in 1996, and then there have been several reforms on this law and other laws that govern the protection of children, especially again within the media setting. For example, there is a code for how children should be portrayed in the media, or the messages that they can be exposed to in the media. When it comes to labor laws, Egypt has gone a long way with the UN, International Labour Organization, in order to prevent and stop child labor by raising awareness campaigns about this and passing legislation to ban child labor and to make it penalized by law. So now more and more people are opting away from this. Even the society started to not to accept seeing a child in a workplace without having access to basic school and educational needs. So there are steps that are being taken with the laws, different laws that have a section specific for children, whether it's the labor laws, whether it's the educational laws, access to clean water, access, and the poverty laws that govern or protect children against poverty and malnutrition and all that. Schools have enacted a lot of initiatives in order to make sure that children in public schools have access to enough food that is nutritious and all that. So there are several, even if they're not laws, but they are charters and binding documents and policies that the government is following.
And in this context, what other countries that you see have a very helpful or insightful and inspiring experience that could be beneficial to us in Egypt, that could inspire us to take more beneficial actions in this context, in your point of view?
So countries that have gone a long way when it comes to children's rights, of course, perhaps countries of the global north, as we call them, whether it's in European or Eastern Europe or the Balkans area, and even in the Arab region, we've seen a lot being discussed in countries like Jordan or Morocco and the UAE.
Jordan,
so,
yes.
Yes, so there are different efforts that are being conducted by countries around us, and then countries that are perhaps a bit different from us, like countries in the global north and all that. In the Asian countries, again, Singapore has had a lot of laws that govern children's rights and a lot of initiatives that have worked towards making children's lives better and fighting poverty and all that.
Yes, Dr. Salma, and what messages do you think this celebration in this day is sending to the whole world? Because also the state's efforts in this context is not only inspiring to decision makers inside the country, but also to different countries abroad. So what messages do you think this day is sending to the whole world?
I think it sends the message that Egypt is on board. Its full power is directed towards the well-being of children. It's in its strategy, it's in its plan for reform and for the betterment of society. So I think it places Egypt on the right map when it comes to addressing children issues and challenges. So it's a step in the right direction, of course, and we want to see more and more of these initiatives and these collaborations with international institutions and other countries in order to benefit the children the most.
In this context also, to make sure that all children are getting their rights properly, this cannot be done without proper parenting. And now the state is exerting a huge effort in different initiatives aside from the World Children's Day, which is the Human Development Initiative. How do you comment on this, and how do you see it has a great effect on on raising awareness in the Egyptian streets regarding parenting and proper parenting and treating children properly?
Yes, so on the micro level, like the citizen level, we've seen a lot of campaigns and initiatives by different ministries or parts of the cabinet address how parents should treat children, how children should treat each other, how they should be treated in school, bullying campaigns or anti-bullying campaigns, campaigns against violence against children in the household, having a child hotline for the help of children anywhere. If anyone witnesses or sees a child is going through a distressful situation, they can call this helpline. So there are steps again taken for this. On the parents level or caregivers in general, there are initiatives that are being adopted in order to again tell the children, even through soft power and things like media messages and the series that we watch or the things that we consume or even the ads that we watch. Now there is a direction towards focusing on how parents should be treating children with respect and with dignity and with, again, mutual respect, and making sure that they have access to all their rights and all that. So we've seen more and more of these messages in the media in recent years, and we hopefully continue to see more leading examples of that.
Of course. Thank you so much, Dr. Salma Ghitani, Professor of Media at the American University. Thank you for your valuable insights, and I wish one day you can join us in the studio and we can talk more about this issue. Dear viewers, let's know more facts about this topic, the World Children's Day. We have a very interesting infographic. Let's watch it and get back to the breakfast show.